Hello, I'm Peter Benjamin. I want to change the world, and I'd like to do it with you.
I'd like to tell you about the project Mobilising for Health. The vision is that South Africans are empowered to take care of their own health and access appropriate health services through personal connected health through using mobile phones. There are two sides here. First, supporting individuals to take care of themselves, their families and their communities to improve their health, while also being able to access health services in the cases that they're needed. This takes advantage of the extraordinarily high usage of cell phones, over 94% of youth and adults in South Africa. The World Health Organization defines health as the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. This is a much wider understanding of health than we normally think of, what happens with nurses, doctors, clinics, hospitals. And it is this wider sense of allowing people to live fully, physically, mentally, and socially that this project would like to consider. Health is more than healthcare. This diagram is known as the health rainbow, showing the many, many different aspects that influence people's health, from their individual age, sex, and constitution, their DNA, through how they run their own lives, their social interactions, a whole range of other issues in their community, and wider in their socioeconomic and cultural environment. Healthcare is important, but notice it is only one of the many different issues that impact on people's health, their longevity, mortality, and morbidity. There has been a lot of work in using technical systems inside the healthcare, health information systems, and a whole range of other terms that are used. And in South Africa, there's started to be some large-scale systems that are providing care and services to a large number. Mum Connect is the largest of those, sending messages to 1.7 million pregnant women and mothers of babies, and I've been very involved in this project for the last 4 years. There are many areas of health where the widespread use of mobile phones could be used to advantage, as in this list. The few I'd like to focus on are first, health information for all, providing the information for people to understand health issues and take care of their own health. The best project of this I know is WikiHealth 100 by 100, linking to the Wikipedia. A physician's life's work, James Haldman, is to write the 100 most important health issues that everyone should know up as a Wikipedia article and get that translated into 100 languages. We're working with him to localize and translate that into South Africa and make that widely available. Secondly, sometimes not considered a health issue, but gender-based violence absolutely impacts the health of many, of millions. We are going to use mobile to support the individual and community response to crisis, trying to reduce attacks. Women can notify their friends where they're traveling, panic buttons when required, being able to link to care and services if tragically there has been attacked, mapping services so you can link to the rape crisis, to the police, to the clinic for post-exposure prophylaxis, mapping of attacks so you can see where the worst situations are, and providing ongoing counselling and text messaging following up any of these problems. Also in mental health, there are a few services like telephone counselling, Lifeline, but there's so much more that could be done using text and co-counselling, that's peer-to-peer counselling. Cognitive behavioural therapy can be electronic, a way that people can get some services remotely. The South African Depression and Anxiety Group is doing good work here. Also around addiction, there are a whole range of 12-step programs that most people with such problems cannot access because there aren't the groups there. And some of these could be supported. I'm talking about Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Al-Anon, CODA, and others. Over time, there are so many other areas of health and healthcare that these mobile systems can be used to empower people to take care of their own health. One I'd like to point out at the bottom here is getting these set of services and apps preloaded on smartphones, which I believe is possible by about 2022, working with ICASA, Department of Communications, Department of Health, to get this as a universal service obligation. So all of the cell phone operators are obliged to put this on their cell phones with the cell phone handset manufacturers, all smartphones that are sold in the country, in exchange for them getting the spectrum. I have been involved in ICT for development for over 30 years, and specifically mobile health, mHealth, for about a dozen years. And I've been quite frustrated at the very technical aspects of this, not much seeing the possibility of empowering people through this. In the last year, I've been developing a project, about 1.5 million rand of some money I got in, from an inheritance, supporting the People's Health Movement as a community group, building information and a membership of activists around health in the tens of thousands. Grassroots, which is a technical development company supporting social progress groups based in Johannesburg, and Amanda.mobi, which is popularizing tech for social movements, particularly for signing petitions. So, can we use mobile technology to empower people to take care of their own health and act together to improve the social determinants of health, to act upon the things in their environment that causes ill health? This is what I'd like to do in the next decade, and I'd be very proud to do it as a Shuttleworth Fellow with yourselves. As Clay Shirky says, these tools don't get socially interesting until they're technologically boring. I hope we can work together to change the world.